Welcome to episode 7 of our TEKKIT 2 playthrough. This episode, we are going to go pretty much down this list. So we're going to start by finishing our gem armor. We made the helmet in an earlier video, but we didn't have enough EMC to do the rest. However, now we got our EMC farm, and we are able to finish the rest. Once we have finished our gem armor, we are going to move on to making a quantum armor set. Now, it's not necessarily an upgrade from gem armor, however, it is a very important part of TEKKIT and very important in TEKKIT Classic, so we are going to make it. Also, we need some iridium production just for some other progress in the game, so we might as well make quantum armor. Now, to make quantum armor, we need iridium plates, which need iridium ore, which need UU matter. Now, UU matter is made in this guy, the mass fabricator. Now, the slight problem we have now is that I've built this guy, mass fabricator, and I'll show you just how much power it actually needs. So here I've got 20 thermal generators. I disconnected them from everything else, so all their power would just go here. And let's see how fast it makes UU matter. So they all turned on, and here is the problem. You can see it makes maybe 1% every 10 seconds for one UU matter, which would be produced here. So clearly big issues. And that is with 20 thermal generators, so that's a lot. So that's nowhere near the 7 we need for one iridium ore, which you need 4 iridium ore for one iridium plate, and then you need at least 2 iridium plates for the armor pieces, 4 for the chest plate. So this would take forever with this setup. That's why we have this guy here and this guy here. Now the high voltage solar panel is one panel. HV is about 25 of these guys. So that's massive. If we had 10 of those, we'd be, 100x what we have now, which would be perfect. Or 10x what we have now, sorry. But the problem with the HV solar array is that in TEKKIT 2, which was not the case in TEKKIT Classic, you need an IV transformer to make one, which of course needs iridium stone and iridium plates. So that's not super helpful. But we do have some medium solar panels, which are just one step below this, about 1/8 their power, maybe 1/10 their power. So we can make a ton of these, make some iridium ore, and then we can make some HV panels. And these are not, well, they involve a ton of crafting, so I won't make too many of them. But we have everything we need at least to create those. You can see these 20 thermal generators still haven't made a single UU matter. So obviously that's not going to work for us. Let me pick that up, reconnect all these machines. I won't do that right now because it's super loud. But let's take a quick nap. And now we will just finish up our gem armor. Oh, gotta take off my red matter armor to finish it. There is our gem chest plate. Oh, didn't actually consume the vulcanite amulet. There's our gem leggings. And there are our gem boots. So I don't think I need glowstone in my inventory anymore. I could be wrong. Nope, these just allow you to fly, so that is super nice. Oh, and you can fly a lot faster, it seems. So that is pretty nice. Oh, you jump higher too? Huh, cool. Alright, so we got our gem armor, we can take care of that. So now I will begin crafting a bunch of these guys. I'll make a ton of them, and then we can start making some UU matter and iridium ore. And I'll show you guys just over here. I have started one last quarry. I had a quarry here and a quarry here that finished. So I just set one more up just to make it into a nice big square here, and I will actually use all of this space for a base. I've just kind of been setting up pads. I got my bee breeding here and some automation here, but I would like to make everything into one nice base, possibly from bedrock to sky limit if we ever get that far in. So once this is done, we'll start moving into there and build strictly in here. But for now, I will start crafting all of these medium voltage solar panels, and then we can get going on some UU matter and iridium ore. Well, I've successfully crafted 17 medium voltage solar panels, and it was a pain in the ass. You can see here I placed just a ton of induction furnaces. All of these things connected are induction furnaces. And I needed those to make me iron, refined iron specifically, and rubber. And then I had this chest here that took copper, redstone, and that iron from over there. I just manually put it in, and it turned, this crafting bench turned it into copper wire. This crafting bench turned all that into electronic circuits. So I could easily request, give me 2 stacks of electronic circuits, and it'll simply make those for me. Which was really helpful because for a solar panel you need 2 electronic circuits. The other annoying part is the generator. You have to build a stack of generators if you want a stack of solar panels. So I needed 3 stacks of refined iron, an RE battery, which I had to craft, and they only stack in 16s. So, I did a lot of crafting. But we got our 17 solar panels, which I think is all the manual crafting I want to do for now. Our quarry over here is done, and I did fill in the floor with reinforced stone. And I've also got 47 thermal generators, which is what I was using in the other base. So I think what I'm going to do is our bottom floor of this base is going to be, our power floor, like the boiler room. So I think I'll place thermal generators maybe like here, all the way across. Eventually I'll fill in the whole thing, but that's a ton more thermal generators than I have at the moment. So I think I'll make a little corner here of thermal generators. I'll place all the medium voltage solar panels above them somewhere, and we'll connect them all to the mass fabricator just so we can actually get some iridium, hopefully at a decent speed, but we'll see how fast it actually builds. Alright, I placed all of our generators, all of our solar panels, and now let's see how much faster this is than just our setup before. Wow, eh? This is our temporary mass fabricator setup. Now, we've got 47 thermal generators down here, which I will leave even once we got all the iridium we need, because the bottom floor of our base is all going to be thermal generators. And then up here we got our 17 medium voltage solar panels. So you can see, if I use this EU reader, which tells you how much power is going in and out, This mass fabricator is getting about 1100 EU per tick from all of these generators, and it's also getting about 1100 from all these solar panels. So less than half the amount of solar panels is the same as all that. And you can see we have scrap coming in, because scrap used in a mass fabricator makes it 6 times faster, but it uses it very quickly. So I've got 6 compacting recyclers, those are the upgraded recycler, all being fed by dirt from this chest here, using item responders and item extractor chips. I have them powered by, I'm converting it to medium voltage just to be safe, and then I'm converting it to low voltage just so these will never blow up. And then all the scrap is being automatically pulled and put into the mass fabricator. And now you can see, if you remember before with my previous setup, it was about 1% every 10 seconds, and now it is 2 or 3% every second or so. So we are just flying through making UU matter. Obviously this is not as fast as I want it to go yet. Once I make some iridium ore, I want to make a bunch of these guys, which are 8 times as strong as, oh, not those guys, these guys. High voltage solar panels are 8 times as strong as medium voltage. So if we got a bunch of those, obviously we'd be going much faster. But of course we need iridium. So I believe we have enough UU matter to make some iridium now. Let's get a crafting table. UU matter. What's that? We got 4. Which I believe, let's say we want quantum boots. Yeah, that only makes 1 iridium plate. So, obviously still gotta wait a little while. I think I will actually use the first iridium ores to make an HV solar panel, because that'll save us a lot of room. And then we will keep waiting for more UU matter so we can finish off the armor. Well, slowly but surely we finally got everything we needed for our quantum armor. The iridium obviously being the slow part. I turned off the scrap for now, so it's running 6 times slower than previous, but we have enough iridium, so let's go ahead and craft our quantum armor. There's the helmet. Oh, I need some advanced alloy. Does it have to be charged? Interesting. What happens if we just say, screw that? Yeah, we can craft that. There's the leggings and the boots. Now, quantum armor won't do anything unless you charge it. Will not work. I will skip the charging for you guys. I was looking at the achievements and I noticed this one. Starve to death or drown with a quantum helmet. So I want to do that before I fully charge my armor. So I didn't charge the helmet, I charged everything else, and I put all my items in a chest. And now I'll just go drown. I'm not sure how long it'll take. There's a little bit of charge on the helmet. Okay, you don't actually have to die. You just have to take damage. We've got our fully charged quantum armor, or almost fully charged. I used it just a little bit, but it'll still work. And we still got our gem armor. So let's compare the two. Let's see, if quantum armor is really that good. So the quantum armor actually tells you what it does, which is nice. It'll feed you if you have filled tin cans. It'll remove negative effects from you, and it'll give you air underwater, for example. The chest plate removes fire from you. The leggings give you a big speed boost if you hit left control. And the boots allow you to jump really high if you hit left control. So let's test the quantum first. So right off the bat, you can see you run a lot faster than in a normal game. Just flying through the air. You do get stuck quite often because, well, you can't fly, so get stuck quite a few places. But super fast, pretty cool. And I guess you can use left control to speed boost. Let me just sleep here. Yeah, let me try a nice speed boost here. Get in a better position. Okay. Kind of weird to use. Okay, there you go. That is a pretty good speed boost. It just kind of throws you through the air. That's pretty nice. Okay. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'm just holding left control right now, so I think I'm getting both the jumping really high and speed boost. So if you do it that way, you actually don't get stuck as often on random stuff. So that's pretty much all we got to test there. And then of course, just the passive benefits you get. And let's see how that holds up against the gem armor. So the gem armor, you can hold space as long as you want, and it'll just keep raising you. So, these trees are coming up, I can just fly. So that's pretty nice. You'll never get stuck on anything. And you can fly. Like, this is just flying. That's pretty hard to compete with, in my opinion. And of course, you never have to charge your gem armor. And the nice thing about gem armor is while you're falling, you can hold shift, and it'll just plummet you to the ground. So, I don't know, that holding left control is pretty nice. But this has got to be nicer. You can just guarantee you won't get stuck ever. Yep, I'm gonna have to personally go with gem armor. Probably some people that prefer quantum armor. But we do have our quantum armor. I'll probably put that on an item stand or something. Item frame, I guess. Are there armor frames in this? Armor stands? Oh, there are. I'll make a nice armor stand for those and put that in our base somewhere. While I was making all the quantum armor, I did make a little factory for solar panels. I won't go too in depth into how it works in this video, but I will turn most of these solar panels into HV solar panels, and we can see just how big of a difference that makes in our mass fabricator. So I will do that. I did not expect this to take so much power just to make a IV transformer, which you need to make a high voltage solar panel. I have to place all my medium voltage solar panels just to have enough power to even consider making a high voltage solar panel. So if you're doing this yourself, be aware that you need a ton of power to get even more power. It's time to see how fast the mass fabricator goes with my new HV solar panels. I've got 25 of them here. That's about the most I want to craft by hand. They are an absolute nightmare to craft. If you are using solar power, I would highly recommend staying at medium voltage. It's 1/8 as strong, however, it saves you half the crafting as HV solar panels do. So I would probably recommend doing that unless you're just bored and want to make HV solar panels. So this is how fast our mass fabricator is going now. Probably only takes 4 or 5 seconds to make a UU matter, 20% a second or so. Pretty fast, way faster than before. Just makes it much easier to make iridium ore and much easier to get your iridium plates. So this is a huge increase. As you can remember, I was going maybe, I don't know, a few percent a second or less. So this is just amazing. I'm using a pipe pulser, which was recommended to me on a previous video here. Thanks for that. It saves you having to put a piston, and that pulls out our UU matter into this chest. This is a plasmifier. You will need it to make IV transformers, which you need to make high voltage solar panels. You'll need the plasma to make these plasma cores. And you'll also need magnets, which I had to make from scratch as well. The way this plasmifier works is you give it UU matter like that. It uses a ton of power, at least 2000 EU per tick, and then it'll turn 10 UU matter, one empty cell, into a plasma cell. I needed 24 compacting recyclers in order to feed our mass fabricator enough scrap in order to always have scrap and run at the fastest speed that it could. 24. You can see how fast, well, we have a ton of overflow at the moment, but anyways, you can see how fast they eat the scrap, or dirt, I mean. So I had to feed it from these 2 energy condensers, just constantly feeding dirt. It's a nightmare, guys. Making HV solar panels, it's a nightmare, trust me. This, as I said before, makes solar panels. This, just quickly, this makes carbon plates. All of these build into advanced alloy through mixed metal ingots. And this crafts energy crystals, which are crafted into Lapotron crystals, which are crafted into HV, what are these called? HV transformers, which are then crafted into EV transformers, which I then handcrafted into IV transformers, and then finally crafted into HV solar panels. A nightmare. These, you'll need these to craft your magnets, which are needed once again for your plasma cores. Magnets are built, I can show you here. They need to be charged in an electrolyzer, and you make a dead magnet by compressing rare earth chunks, and you make rare earth chunks by having rare earth dust and iron. To get rare earth dust, you have to use a rare earth extractor to extract something, in this case soul sand, into rare earth dust. I was handcrafting that with the iron into magnets, or into the chunks, rare earth chunks, and then I was compressing those into the dead magnets, and then I was taking the dead magnets over here into the electrolyzer, and then this would slowly make magnets. If you are crazy enough to want HV solar panels for yourself, the electrolyzer is the only machine here that I'm using that does not accept wires. You can see maybe over here, this wire is not connected. The only way the electrolyzer will take power is being directly connected to a storage unit. So in this case, it is touching this MFSU, and that is what's giving it its power, not any of these wires. The HV solar arrays put out HV power, which will blow up any machines you're using. So you need, these are medium voltage, what are they called? Transformers, yeah. And then they go to low voltage transformers just to ensure nothing will blow up, and those power all my machines. So like I said, highly recommend building just medium voltage solar panels, at least while you're starting on solar panels. In TEKKIT Classic, you didn't need these IV transformers to make HV solar panels. You didn't need this EV transformer to make HV solar panels. You only needed this HV transformer with 8 medium voltage solar panels. So that's why I was so dead set on getting them at the start of the video, because I simply thought they were going to be much easier to get. But I was stubborn, and I made 25 of them anyways. I will likely finish this factory. It's all kind of in pieces. I think my next video I will finish all these factory for HV solar panels, and I'll explain how that works if you are interested in that. Shout out to my now 6 subscribers, double from last video. That's huge. Thanks a lot, guys. Once again, you guys are super cool. And thanks for watching, everyone else, and I will see you in the next one.